I'm Brian Ladd with the Ladd Group here in Bend, Oregon, and I'm here with your late summer 2024 real estate update. But before we do that, let's take a walk. Where are we? Well, we're in the namesake Farewell Bend Park, where the early pioneers gave us the name of Bend as the Deschutes River changes direction and goes north to the Columbia River. What makes Bend so special with our parks and rec? Well, we have over 80 parks and 70 miles of trails in the city, and we really set the standard. We're the benchmark for how parks and rec can be done. But we've got everything from kids pump tracks for biking to climbing walls to an incredible diversity of fields and amenities for all here to enjoy. So let's talk real estate, and I'm going to try to boil it down to 3 discussions and questions that our clients have for us in understanding the bigger context and the multitude of factors affecting their buying or selling decision. First, let's talk about the election. Most people are asking us, what's happening with the election? Will it affect real estate, and should I buy or sell? We went back the last 8 elections. There's always turmoil, there's always change. But what we found is that an election causes a timeout, a pause in context of a bigger trend. So what we often find is then the months leading up, there's often less volume than the year before, but then that is quickly made up. Then we went back to those 8 election cycles and we found that in 7 of the 8 years that followed those elections, prices went up. So when you look in a bigger context, election's more of a timeout than a change in direction. So the second question that we're often dealing with are how are current interest rates and how does inflation in the market affect you? Well, first, people are still buying even with these high interest rates. We're finding that about 70% of purchases happening are still traditional finance deals where buyers are getting loans. But more importantly, we're finding clear trend lines on where this is going, and that's giving both buyers and sellers confidence to move forward. In fact, we've seen a lot of interest rate drops recently because the inflation data is showing that inflation has largely broken, the Fed's easing its policy, and these lower interest rates are allowing sellers who had previously low interest rates and were reluctant to sell incentive to move, and it's allowing buyers who had trouble with affordability to get back in the market. This is creating liquidity and more movement and activity in the market. The third conversation that we're having are how are sales going and what is there to look at, or more accurately, pending sales and inventory. What we're seeing is that inventory is up. We're up about 33% year over year. Historical standards, that's still low inventory. And sales have generally been down a little bit year over year, but that trend is changing with the interest rates that we were just talking about. In fact, July was up 16% year over year in sales. Hopefully these discussions about these specific points will help you understand the broader market perspective and long-term goals that we have for our clients. We at the Ladd Group are proud to be part of your real estate journey, both now and into the future.